Welcome back for another segment of Michigan Conservative Roundtable. My name's TJ. Quick thanks to our supporters. We are slowly but surely creeping our way toward 900. We hope to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. Please like, share, subscribe, and how about targeting that notification bell and hit it. In this segment, I just want to talk about this past week's idiocy and utter insanity. By now, everyone's had to have heard about the shooting in Columbus, Ohio. This past week, April 21st, a police officer by the name of Nick Reardon shot a 16-year-old black girl as she attempted to stab another black girl. Here's the security video from a neighbor's house, giving you a bird's eye view of the event. And I guess I should warn you of what you're about to see. What has followed since that event has turned into idiocy and utter insanity. The White House has provided their dose of bovine excrement for us all to ingest.
Go ahead.
Hi, Ben. Taylor Poplars with Spectrum News. Three quick questions. I'll make them quick. First, has the president been briefed on 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant being shot and killed by police in Columbus, Ohio yesterday? It happened moments before the Chauvin verdict came out.
Yes. I said to you yes, and let me just say, since you gave me the opportunity, the killing of 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant by the Columbus police is tragic. She was a child. We're thinking of her friends and family and the communities that are hurting and grieving her loss. We know that police violence disproportionately impacts Black and Latino people and communities, and that Black women and girls, like Black men and boys, experience higher rates of police violence. We also know that there are particular vulnerabilities that children in foster care like Ma'Khia face. And her death came, as you noted, just as America was hopeful of a step forward after the traumatic and exhausting trial of Derek Chauvin and the verdict that was reached. So our focus is on working to address systemic racism and implicit bias head-on, and of course to passing laws and legislation that will put much-needed reforms into place at police departments around the country.
Has the president been briefed?
Then there were the words of the late, great Valerie Jarrett. She said a black teenage girl named Ma'Khia Bryant was killed because a police officer immediately decided to shoot her multiple times in order to break up a knife fight. Demand accountability. Just because an officer can use deadly force does not mean the officer should. Let's spend more time responsibly training them to de-escalate violent situations, and if force is required, use the minimum force necessary. You know, I suppose 11 seconds might be adequate to resolve any dispute. That's how long it was from the time he arrived till the time shots fired. He had 11 seconds. And per Valerie Jarrett, that ought to be adequate. Then you had a press conference being held by the Columbus police chief, where a journalist asked him, can an officer shoot the leg? Can they shoot somewhere that would not result in a fatal wound? Anyone who's done any kind of shooting knows that's easier said than done. I've gone to the range and I see guys struggling to hit a stationary target, let alone one that's moving, even if you have 11 seconds to take aim. Besides, you shoot to eliminate the threat. In doing so, you aim center mass. This is just some more anti-gun ignorance forced upon us. Then you have words of wisdom from LeBron James, sometimes referred to as King James in the NBA. In a tweet, he wrote, initially, "My anger is still here for what happened that little girl." He deleted this tweet, but he was unable to contain himself, for he had to tweet again. "I'm so damn tired of seeing black people killed by police. I took the tweet down because it's being used to create more hate. This isn't about one officer. It's about the entire system, and they always use our words to create more racism. I am so desperate for more accountability." Words of wisdom dispensed by the almighty King James. You had NBC try to obscure the fact that in the 911 call, the girl calling 911 requesting police said in the 911 call that there was a girl with a knife trying to stab them. And in NBC doing their report, then when they mentioned the 911 call, they left that little bit of information out of their report. Then you have the sickening Juan Williams from the 5 at 5 make a comment, "Why couldn't he have fired a warning shot?" Juan Williams has forgotten the golden rule that when you fire a weapon, you are responsible for wherever that bullet strikes. So I would ask Juan Williams, in what direction should the warning shot be taken? Please advise. This is a horrible incident. Loss of life. Could have had the loss of a second life. The liberals are twisting and perverting this to advance their cause. They have zero desire to promote harmony. They're tearing the soul of this nation apart. They don't care. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Gear up. Keep your powder dry. And as always, be safe. Watch your six. And don't tread on me.